77 plus 23 make 100. That's in the words of LeBron James, man. But anyways, y'all, like yesterday I was watching the Lakers game last night, and I gotta say, man, that Luka debut is gonna feed generations, man. Like yesterday was some of the best basketball I ever saw playing by the Lakers. Real talk. Like, that was some of the best basketball I ever seen from the Lakers. Like, the Lakers were actually playing like a team yesterday. And, like, Rui Hachimura, 8 for 14, 3 for 6 from 3. 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 21 points. LeBron James was being aggressive last night, 10 for 17, 3 for 7 from 3, 1 for 2 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, 24 points. Jackson Hayes, surprisingly last night, played really well. Like, they made Jackson Hayes look like a star. LeBron James and Luka made Jackson Hayes functionable. 6 for 6 from the free throw. He didn't miss a damn shot. 6 for 6 from the free throw line. 12 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Dory Finney-Smith played well. He played all right last night. Reeves was balling. 6 for 10. 3 for 5 from the three-point line. 7 for 7. 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 22 points. Like, the entire Lakers starting lineup are in double digits in points. Like, they looked well last night, especially Luka's playmaking. Like, he was finding Rui Hachimura in the corner. He was finding Vanderbilt when he came on. He was finding guys really, really well, right? There were some bad moments, but I'm going to touch up on that later. I just want to focus on the positives right now. Like, the playmaking was better, right? Like, the ball movement was amazing last night. Like, Luka would drive in, he would collapse the D, and then kick it out to Gabe Vincent or Rui for a shot. And they were hitting their shots last night. Like, that was some of the best basketball. Like I said, that I ever seen from the Lakers. And like, you gotta understand, you're getting a secondary ball handler in Luka. He could be the primary if he wants to, but I think LeBron James is gonna be the primary because it's LeBron James. You're getting a secondary ball handler. That allows LeBron James to be more aggressive. Right? And we saw that last night. 10 for 17, 3 for 7 from three-point line, right? 24 points. He was being really aggressive last night. And, I know they're facing the Jazz, who are like a bottom 3 in defense, and they're like one of the worst teams. They're trying to get Cooper Flag, right? So they're not really focused on winning. But still, nonetheless, they were going against other pro players of the NBA. Like, the Jazz are an NBA team. They're still going against pro players. So, I know. It's just a small sample size. We're going to have to see. Again, same thing, like I said, with the Jimmy Butler situation. We're going to have to see more of a sample. We're going to have to see what the Lakers are cooking up. And I don't think the Lakers are, going to keep Jackson Hayes at center for a long time. They're going to want to sign a center. I was looking at reports of them getting Alex Len, but let's not focus on that right now. Let's talk about the game last night. Dudes were hitting their shots. Defense was pretty good. I mean, they didn't really have nobody to defend on the Utah Jazz. Like, Utah Jazz are not a threat. But still, defense was good. Transition, like, Lakers in transition were pretty good, I would say. The only thing is they need to figure out is when Luka doesn't have the ball, he needs to set screens. He needs to roll to the basket because sometimes when Luka didn't have the ball, he was just standing in the corner, and it was kind of looking like sort of depressing to see because he could still impact the team off the ball. I know he's not an off the ball player, but he could still set screens. He could roll to the basket, but he wasn't doing none of that. He was just standing in the corner. That was a main issue, right? There was one play where LeBron James was driving to the left and Luka was on that side. He had his man on that side, and LeBron James couldn't get to the rack because Luka was clogging the paint. So LeBron has to throw like a bailout pass to the corner for, I don't remember who it was, but Finney Smith or Gabe Vincent, and it did translate in a shot going in. But still, you're not gonna have that same type of success every time. So they still need to figure that out. But the LeBron to Luka connection was there. And it all comes down to chemistry, right? It all comes down to as the season goes, they're gonna progress and get to know where each player functions the best at, right? So it's all about a chemistry thing. So I'm not really worried. I think they're gonna figure it out. LeBron James and Luka Doncic are professionals. They're gonna figure it out. In terms of the role players, I think they looked well last night with Luka. I think they looked amazing beside Luka. There are a few plays where they weren't really sure what Doncic was gonna do. Was he going to pass or score? But again, like I said, that comes with time. That comes with, they're going to build chemistry. So I'm not really worried about, I'm not really worried about that. But the only thing I have to say is, they still, like I said, they still need a center, right? I don't think Jackson Hayes is going to put that type of performance like he did yesterday. He looked really good yesterday too. Like he enjoyed being a lob man for, he enjoyed getting lobs from LeBron and Luka. And that was, like I said, I'm just at a loss of words because that was some of the best basketball I've ever seen. And like apparently against this Utah team when they faced them two times prior to yesterday, it was apparently a close game. They won by 6 points. The Lakers won by 6 points. Yesterday, it was a blowout, 113 to 132. Lakers win. Like that just shows you how much of an impact Luka Doncic is on the when he's on the court. And the Mavs traded that guy. Like, I think I'm going to make a video on that soon, but maybe I might not. But, like, that's just crazy to think how much of an impact one guy is, man. Like, he made Jackson Hayes look like a functionable center. He made Rui Hachimura look like a star. He made, Gabe Vincent looked like a star. Gabe Vincent was already hitting shots way before, Doncic came in. But you see what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, man, once the chemistry clicks for this team, it is over for the rest of the league. I want to get a solid big man, too, because I know Mark Williams' trade got rescinded. And I'm looking at reports this morning about Alex Len maybe going there, and that's a solid pickup. That's not really a threat, but that's a solid pickup for now to kind of have come playoff time, because I think the Lakers are going to make the playoffs. They're going to make the playoffs, but I don't see them winning this year. I don't think they're going to win, but I do see them making the playoffs. Yeah, man, yesterday the Lakers just functioned as a really, really well thought out team. Like, they function as a team for the first time in a long time. Right? And they got Luka. They'll just figure out the rest. Right? LeBron James is one of the greatest basketball players ever. He's professional enough where he can adjust to Luka Doncic. So that's not going to be a problem. I don't see that as being a problem. All in all, that was some of the best basketball I ever seen from the Lakers, man. Some of the best. Now I'm gonna have to see them play against a playoff team or a championship contender to really judge how good they are. But they looked well last night. They looked really good last night. And this I mean, if you look at this Lakers team, right? They went from, their championship window went from 2 to 3 years. Maybe even they didn't even have a championship window before this. I'm going to be honest. They didn't have a championship window before this. LeBron and AD was kind of getting injured all the time. LeBron was kind of out of the league soon. So their championship window maybe wasn't even there to start with. And even if it was there, maybe 1 to 2 years. LeBron's taking most of the cap space. Davis was taking a lot of cap space. So they couldn't go out and sign someone to help the team. But now they can operate a little. You see what I'm saying? Now their championship window is looking like, it's a 10-year championship window. They have 10 years to win a championship or multiple championships. That's all I'm going to say right there. They are looking like a scary team. Give it maybe not this year, like I said, but maybe in a year or two, they're going to be scary because Luka Doncic is playing beside the greatest basketball player ever, one of the greatest role models on and off the court. He's going to show Luka Doncic how to be a professional, how to treat his body right, to stay in shape. LeBron's going to be a great mentor for Luka. They almost have the same playing style. He's going to be a wonderful mentor. And if Luka starts getting into shape, that's gonna be scary. Look at what he's doing look at what he's doing at 270. Imagine if he slimmed down and stayed in shape. It's over. The rest of the league is cooked. And he has LeBron James too, who's gonna be mentoring him. He was excited to play with LeBron. LeBron was excited to play with them. He was wearing one of those t-shirts that were good enough to the fans, and LeBron James was actually warming up in that Luka Doncic t-shirt. He was sitting there warming up with that on, and he was excited. He looked excited to play with Luka. It sparked that fire back in LeBron James. He looked aggressive last night. And, this team is going to be scary. 2 years. That's all I'm going to say. Next year or or the year after, it's going to be scary, man. That's all I got to say, man.